Guys, today we've got the return of one of the most iconic Air Jordans. Nike just unveiled one of the most mind-blowing collections of sneakers I have ever seen. And the police just raided Pandabuy, leaving many people to believe that this is the end of replica sneakers. Welcome to Sneaky Sundays. Today we've got a pretty massive one. But of course, let's start this off with a release recap, starting with the biggest drop that happened. And of course, I'm talking about the Jordan 4 Military Blues. So these things had a pretty massive shock drop. It seems like a decent amount of people managed to get them. Let me know if you were one of them. If so, pretty massive W, considering that these don't drop for like another month. Now, this did only happen in the US, and while we're on the topic of these things, I will tell you that the next drop is supposed to be happening on May the 4th. Now, the release date was speculated to happen on May the 25th, so that could still be the fact for the global release. However, they have now loaded up on the Nike sneakers app for you guys out in the US. Now, I'm sure the EU, the UK, we're also going to see some kind of exclusive access or shock drop, just like what happened out in the US. If we get any more information on that, I will let you guys know. Another pretty massive release was the Hidden NY A6 Gel NYC release. These things sold out like that. I tried to get a pair. I think it's a pretty solid collaboration, really nice subtle details. Yeah, these things flew. Let me know if you managed to get a pair. And of course, we had Kobe Day, April the 13th. 3 different pairs of Kobe sneakers all dropped. We had the Italian camos, the Venice beaches, and of course the Philly colorways. Now, I will mention that only 2 of these dropped here in the EU, the UK. The Venice beaches are still going to be upcoming on April the 20th. Recap out of the way, let's get into some of this upcoming stuff, and we're going to kick it off with some releases, some new updates that are happening right around the corner. First one is a freaking Pringles CROCS collaboration. Who the hell saw that coming? Either way, this one looks super fun. You've got 4 different colorways, a red, orange, blue, and green, very primary. Then you've also got this boot version, which is actually got holsters for your Pringle cans on it. I think they're also going to be doing some kind of pair of slides like this one over here. I really like CROCS collaborations. I think they're always so fun. Now, this should be happening on the 19th of April, and as far as I'm aware, they're also going to be dropping some kind of exclusive flavor called the Crocodile Party of actual Pringles. However, that's only going to be for the US. Here's the thing I had no idea existed on this pair of shoes. The Nike SB Dunk Low City of Style, or I think they were called Pastoral Print, but apparently they've got a completely new hidden layer underneath, which I had no idea about. We know the Pastoral Print. We even took a look at them on the channel, but obviously we never cut them open to see that there's this entire red material underneath. I think that's pretty cool. It adds a whole new layer to this pair of shoes and a brand new storytelling aspect. By the way, these are going to be dropping now on April the 22nd for $125. Any Rick Owens fans are going to be happy to know that the Converse Turbo Weapon is going to be dropping right around the corner on April the 16th. I believe they're already loaded up to the Nike sneakers app. They're probably going to have a release on Converse's website as well. However, we haven't heard anything about that. The collaboration we've known about for damn near a year at this point, but the Aura Elite New Balance Warped Runner is finally going to be dropping on April the 18th. So we got 2 different colorways, this navy pair, which is, I mean, it's okay, nothing too crazy, and then we're also going to be getting this all over sale pair. A little bit underwhelming. Nevertheless, I love the Warped Runner sneaker, super comfortable and a great model. All right, this one seemingly out of nowhere. I don't even know if they were supposed to be dropping this month. Nevertheless, the Supreme Nike SB Darwin collection is dropping April the 18th. Again, a pair of sneakers that we've seen leaked and rumored for a very long time. I believe there's 3 different colorways, the white and light blue pair, which I think is my favorite. We're also getting an all over black pair, this one over here. Then I believe we're also getting a camo pair, which is not pictured. These are going to be dropping obviously through Supreme, and then I imagine a Nike sneakers app release a little bit further down the line, but we're going to have to wait and see. Very interesting pair of Nikes. This is the Dot Swoosh 404 Error Nike Air Force One. They're now going to be dropping April the 23rd. Now, they are exclusive to Dot Swoosh members through the Nike sneakers app. Again, it's really not my favorite looking pair of shoes. I think they look pretty terrible, but I do really like the concept. The idea is at least interesting, where it's like 404 error. It's like an error screen that you would get on an old computer. Interestingly enough, the box also follows this same idea, where it's all like just brown cardboard, and then on the inside, that's the regular Nike Air Force One box. Adidas and Bad Bunny are going to be dropping their final Adidas campus sneaker, or at least they're calling it the last campus. I know that they did that with the forums, but I don't think that that was actually the last pair of forums, so I don't know, it could just be the name. It is this brown colorway, which is very, very nice. I like the look of these things. If you're after these, they're going to be dropping May the 6th through obviously the Adidas confirmed app. All right, we got some brand new official images of the second Jumpman Jack sneaker. This is right as we're heading towards the first colorway that's going to be dropping, the sale and mocha one. This is the University Red, which is another banger colorway. I think they did a great job with these things. Now, these are supposed to be dropping May the 1st, which is pretty crazy considering that April 30th is when we're supposed to be getting the sale colorway. So it's like back-to-back Travis Scott releases. I still feel like, you know, it might get pushed to further on into May because back-to-back is just something we haven't seen before. Crazy insoles again with that red detail. They're looking pretty solid. You get a little black tote bag, which is nice. Solid pair if you're after these things. As of right now, May the 1st, but if there's any more updates, I'll let you guys know. A pair of Jordan 1s, which I really didn't expect to like this much, but I'm getting pretty excited for them. This is the Air Jordan 1 High First in Flight, and they're going to be dropping relatively soon, in time for the summertime this July. No specific date in July, but yeah, take a look at these things. I think they look nice. I believe this is all over suede. It's kind of hard to tell. Kind of like a little mix between the Obsidians and the UNC color, which I think is going to be decently popular, although, I mean, we know how Jordan 1s are at the moment. The only thing that throws them off is the yellow wings logo. Not a big fan of that, but other than that, this is a solid colorway. I got a little update on the A Ma Maniere Jordan 3s, which we first got our looks at last week. Now we've got some on-foot shots, so here they are. Look at that freaking leather on the tongue. It's looking tumbly, it's looking creasy, it's looking great. We do have a ton of like darker colors on the Jordan 3 that, you know, we're getting this year, which we will speak about in a minute. The release date is now going to be the 18th of July, and don't forget that we are supposed to be getting two different colorways. This is the black one, and then there's also going to be a burgundy crush pair that's also dropping. However, we haven't seen any actual images of those yet. Now, sticking with 3s, and like I was saying, we're getting a lot of black 3s this year. The black cements are going to be coming back, and we have spoke about this before. They're supposed to be true to the OG. Retail is $220. It will be a GR, so decent amount of pairs. They're going to be dropping now on November the 23rd. A lot of people excited to see these things come back. Sticking with the darker colorways of the 3s, of course, we're getting the J Balvin Air Jordan 3 Rios this year. We just got some in-hand shots of these things, and yeah, they're looking good. That black is very, very black. I was expecting, you know, a little bit more depth to the colorway. So yeah, these are the images of them. They're going to be dropping May the 22nd, so the release is relatively soon. I want to know if you're going to be going after these things. I mean, the first colorway is reaching close to like $500 on the resale market, so I imagine these are going to fly off of shelves. My final pair of 3s we're going to talk about, the Nina Chanel Abney Air Jordan 3 is going to be dropping June the 20th. So we just got, this is the first time we've heard of this release date. We've also got some new images of these things. Take a look at them over here. Again, it's a pair of shoes that is really nice because it switches things up. You know, it's something a little bit different. Interesting packaging. Again, solid pair of sneakers. I like these things. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments. Little release update and some new images of the Air Jordan 4 Oxidized Green. This is a pair that we've seen leaked and rumored. Of course, Nike Sneakers app showed them off. Nothing, you know, insane in terms of the colorway. Pretty plain, just, you know, the white and the green effect. Can't really tell with these images, but it does have like some kind of fading effect to it. You do have a little bit of sail around the back. Of course, you've got the leather wing strap on the sides, which is always a nice addition, at least in my opinion. I think it's a pretty solid colorway. Again, nothing too crazy. If I got the military blue 4s, I feel like I'd be good on these. Don't need them. They are dropping June the 15th, and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Are you after these? Sticking with Jordan 4s, we've got a very small leak. So there's going to be an Air Jordan 4 SC Olympic colorway releasing July 2024. So these should be dropping on July the 27th for a retail price of $225. Now, this mock-up is really like, we're going off of nothing here, so we don't really know what they look like, but it does kind of indicate that potentially the colors are going to be pretty muted. But I don't even think we have a color code of these things, so just know we're getting some kind of, you know, Olympics themed pair of Jordan 4s very, very soon. All right, let's talk about this, because this got me super freaking excited about what Nike is doing. And it seems like Nike heard all of the backlash that they were getting about the lack of innovation of their company, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, hold my beer. They turned around and unveiled a ridiculous lineup of shoes that are just so imaginative. I think they used AI for some of them. Now, just to be clear, these are kind of, you know, concept images, but as we know, like with a concept car, at least some of the tech or the design does trickle down into the actual product. These are basically like athlete shoes, so all of them have, you know, an athlete's name behind them. Alan's boots over here, which are looking a little bit more like ballerina shoes, if you ask me. Elliot Kipchoge's pair of shoes, those things look insane. insane. Vinicius Jr.'s boots, those look a little bit more like something that could be plausible with some kind of 3D design, but yeah, nevertheless, they look insane with the reverse swoosh. Sam Kerr's is upside down for some reason. Kylian Mbappe's looking like freaking the Cinderella slip-on over here. And probably my favorite, Victor Wembanyama. Look at these things, man. That looks like some kind of alien egg that's in the middle of these. Here's the images of them, like, actually when they were showcased. They look even crazier with the lights. This one is definitely highlighted because it's going to be Wemby's first signature sneaker with Nike, and they've done like a bunch of promo around, you know, his first shoe that's going to be launched. They did like this alien crop circle type thing in a field, which looked insane for marketing. Whatever it ends up looking like is definitely going to be something insanely futuristic. Along with all of the concept shoes that they kind of showed off, we also have some, you know, actual tangible products which are also pretty exciting. First one up is the Pegasus 41, which is looking like it's having a significant facelift, which again was a little bit disappointing from the 39s to the 40s. They looked almost indistinguishable from each other. Now got the new React X, which I have tried out on one of the other shoes, and I wasn't, you know, like that shocked by it. It wasn't too different, but I'm interested to try these things out. Definitely will get my hands on them, and they should be dropping, I believe, in June. Now, not only those, but they also unveiled the Pegasus Premium, which looked even wilder. They've got like a whole new knit structure on the upper, which looks a lot more complex and engineered, which I'm a huge fan of. The midsole is something I'm very, very intrigued about because they've combined a full-length Air Zoom unit, which is something that you do not often see. But the foam that you get on here is Nike's, you know, flagship cushioning Zoom X, which is like on their most comfortable sneakers ever. So I think that these things could be like one of the most comfortable sneakers we've ever tried, but we're gonna have to wait all the way until freaking 2025, sometime in spring. That's when they're gonna be dropping these. All right, we got some Drake leaks, not that one, his shoes. So this is basically a full round of colorways that we're supposed to be getting on the Hot Step 2 this year. So very bright, that's the theme with this sneaker. We've got a yellow colorway, which we saw Drake wearing. We've got a green colorway as well. Again, saw Drake wearing those. All over black colorway, which in my opinion looks the best. Those just look with the crazy, you know, like molded upper. I think they look really, really sick. A white one, also a nice way to go. Those ones, again, we saw leaked and rumored for a while. And then a purple one. So plethora of different Hot Step 2s coming your way this year, along with the orange ones that already dropped for you guys out in the US. Let me know what you guys think of the Hot Step 2. You like it, or is it a pass? Last Jordan leak, we're getting a freaking icon coming back next year though. So the flu game Air Jordan 12 is gonna be returning. Now, we don't know too much about this as of right now. It was Z Sneakerheads who I believe broke the news. So it's gonna come in full family sizing. We don't know if it's gonna be like, you know, 100% true to the original or what, but these images are from, I believe, the 2016 pair. They should be dropping springtime 2025. Definitely a big return. I think a lot of people are going to be after these. As soon as we get like images of these or any more, you know, significant leaks and rumors, I will keep you guys up to date. All right, we got some Yeezy stories, kind of. I just wanted to show off these pairs of shoes because we've been seeing an increasing amount of Yeezy samples floating around the internet, and I thought that they looked so freaking interesting. I just had to show you guys. So this is all kind of samples that were accumulating right before the Adidas Yeezy split. The first one is this pair of Adidas Yeezy boots, which we hadn't really seen before, I don't think. This person's asking freaking, is that 10K for them? What the hell? So I believe this is like a one of one. I don't think they made like multiple pairs of them. Someone that I know who is close to the whole Yeezy sample thing told me that these things were like ridiculously heavy. Like it was still a very, very early sample. Like I believe you can even see this line over here shows that they were kind of glued together. So this was like a prototype pair. Looks so wild. Look at the underneath of them, man. That's, yeah, even though I highly doubt I would ever wear these or be able to pull them off, I feel like it's really cool to see, you know, what they were working on, which is really sad. In fact, it is sad to see because I wish that some of this stuff actually came to fruition. This next one, also from 2022, is something that I have never seen. They just popped up. Take a look at these things, man. This is the Yeezy 910 V2 sample boot. These kind of have like a lot of similarities to the, you know, I think the 1050s, the ones that I have in the background over there. They have like a lot of the same, I guess, design language. These things would have caused chaos if they dropped. Again, like the whole boot era, I feel like never really was explored enough by Yeezy and Adidas. They look super cool. Not entirely sure, you know, how many they made, if, you know, this is like the only one. But yeah, last one, the Yeezy foam shoe, some kind of weird, you know, foam runner type shoe. Maybe this was the foam runner V2, we don't know. They almost look like they're from some kind of archaeological dig, like they have like algae or dirt or like, you know, some kind of age detail to them. Oh yeah, and then this is the OG 2016 Adidas Yeezy Boost 1050 that never released, which is sad. Final story for today, we got to talk about this. It's absolutely wild. It is breaking news. We don't have too much information, but read this headline. Pandabuy is in turmoil, data breach and police investigation rock online shopping giant. If you guys don't know what Pandabuy is, it's basically the epicenter of where a lot of these fake sneakers or replica sneakers all kind of come from. So this is something that we spoke about quite a bit in my full-length video that I made on Oxidised, the YouTuber who is getting sued by Nike for his whole, you know, fake sneaker thing. The general consensus when we saw that whole lawsuit was that, you know, Nike is going after Oxidised because he's an American and they can get a hold of him. However, Pandabuy is in China, so they don't have too much legal grounds to go after Pandabuy themselves. However, this significantly changes things because I believe it's Nike that is really now going after Pandabuy to stop all of these fake sneakers. But on April 1st, Pandabuy fell victim to a cyber attack, resulting in a data leak affecting over 1.3 million customers. Hackers gained easy access to the names, surnames, mailing addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers of people who had purchased on Pandabuy. Some sources later reported that the leak was like a list of shame, revealing the number of influencers and celebrities who had bought counterfeit luxury goods from Pandabuy. That is crazy. They're basically saying like there's a ton of influencers and celebrities who all bought stuff from Pandabuy. But between the night April 10th and the morning April the 11th, the Pandabuy site ceased functioning. It became impossible to make purchases, payments were not being processed, the stores of trusted partners began vanishing. People connected with Pandabuy said these issues were related to the police raiding the company's headquarters. So at the time of recording, it is impossible to place orders on Pandabuy. Trusted stores have disappeared from the platform, moderation on the company's Discord servers is non-existent, and customer support is non-responsive. Some suggest initiating chargebacks through their banks, while others recommend waiting to see how the situation develops. So 6 warehouses of popular shopping agent Pandabuy raided by police in China follows legal action by 16 brands, with investigations also ongoing in the UK. Law firm that coordinated the action tells WTR that access to Pandabuy's records will allow investigators to pursue major sellers for future legal action. The interesting thing about all of this, even this article details like what's next for rep hauls. And I think all of this is really happening because replica shoes and clothing has become such a significant presence in the marketplace in recent times. Now you have like a ton of influencers and creators who are making content surrounding replica products. And obviously that led Nike and other brands to really crack down on this, like we saw with the Adidas lawsuit. That is Nike going after a content creator, which is unprecedented. They talk about here how, like, you know, the prevalence of fake shoes and fake clothing on TikTok is pretty massive. They talk about the fashion rep subreddit, which I believe is the world's largest replicas discussion forums, talking about like how-to guides and different places on how to get your fake shoes. The fashion rep subreddit went private hours after rumors of the raid emerged. Quality rep subreddit also went private. And this was pretty interesting, a brief breakdown of the Pandabuy raid. This is on Reddit by Fashion Reps 2, I guess the second version of the account before, I don't know, are they getting taken down or something? It says here, Nike is working with Chinese authorities to seize Pandabuy and their sister companies WeGoBuy and HeyGoBuy to crack down on illegal Nike reps. This is a reaction to the Pandabuy warrior craze spreading on TikTok. Pandabuy and their sister companies are under seizure until further notice and the investigation is finished. Furthermore, Pandabuy sold out the identities of several other Nike rep sellers. At the moment, if you have money in Pandabuy, I would recommend withdrawing. If you have items that can be shipped to another agent, do so now. If you use another agent, ship out ASAP to avoid getting seized as well. Chinese authorities also mentioned they plan on finding packages that have already been shipped out, so expect longer shipping times than usual. So I think that there's going to be a lot of information that unfolds over the next few days, the next few weeks. So if you guys want to see a full video on this, obviously I've only kind of just, you know, reiterated some of the information that we've just found out, but this is pretty crazy and it's very interesting to see that the prevalence of fake shoes and fake, you know, clothing on the market has been affecting Nike, and they have seen this and now they have replied. So what does this mean moving forwards? Well, I feel like we're gonna have to wait and see to see if this has a significant impact or if it's kind of like one of those things where you cut off one head and then, you know, 3 others grow in its place. I think that's the saying, or is it 2 other heads? I don't know, 7, something like that. Nevertheless, I would love to know what you think of this down in the comment section. If you have any more information, drop it down, let us read. It'll be interesting for the rest of us. And with that being said, again, we do this every single Sunday, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay in the loop. All of the latest sneaker news, the latest sneaker leaks and rumors, and of course the crazy police raids as well, sometimes. And if you want to find out what the most comfortable sneakers are in the entire world, check that video out over there.